I think it's important to learn how to get along with people. It's just kind of a shame that our culture especially doesn't accept everybody with their gifts and see them as gifts. It's hard to get along with people when you're being yourself if it's different from what is expected. I guess the most memorable point that I'm going to start off with is when I had an out-of-body experience. So I was about 17, and I decided to experiment with mind over matter. And so I took a unconscious bodily function, and I chose swallowing and decided I was going to use my mind and control that and see what happened. So I decided not to swallow. So I sat down in a chair and I closed my eyes and I concentrated on not swallowing. And this drip of saliva went down my throat, and as it got to a certain point, something happened, and I felt like this something came from the base of my spine and just shot right out, and the next thing I knew, I was out of my body. I was above my body. I was looking down at my body. The body was folded over, and there was some mucus, white mucus, coming out of the orifices. I just sat in a chair and closed my eyes and didn't swallow. You know, because you naturally swallow.
And you didn't swallow.
So I didn't, and then I felt the saliva drip down my throat. The saliva, you know, the natural. And I felt it drip down my throat, and then this experience happened. So here I was out of my body. I was above the body, and I was looking down, and the most memorable part of it is I was the same person. I thought the same, I felt the same, I saw things the same. I was the exact same person. I just wasn't in the body. My view was the same as it is when I'm in my body. That's the memorable thing. That's the thing that struck me, was when I got back in my body, which was simple. All I had to do was think to myself, gee, I wonder if I stay out of my body long enough, if I'm going to be able to get back in, you know, if the body's going to die without me in it. As soon as I had that thought, I shot right back in. But when I got back in it, it sort of changed my whole perspective, because then I really got that even if my spirit, which I would call that, you know, the thing that came out of my body, I'd call that my spirit, even though that lives in my body and they're fused together as long as I'm living in it, I now have an understanding that, at least for me, I will leave my body, I can leave my body, and I'm the same personality when I leave my body. There might be a couple things missing. You know, I don't think I had any fear in me when I'm a spirit and not in my body. Maybe there'll be things that are missing, but mostly it's the same personality. My perspective was the same, my mental perspective.